Hey guys, so welcome back. Today's video is something different. It's Rogue Trader Warhammer 40,000. So I've spent the last couple of hours just going through the character creation. I have to say it's definitely a typical CRPG. It looks very, very complicated. Now I've previously played Owlcat's last CRPG, which was Wrath of the Righteous, and that was a massive game, very, very complicated. I think I only managed to do one playthrough at the moment. I probably only didn't even get halfway through the game, but I sunk well over 100 hours into it. And that was just on a single build. There are just so many builds in that game. But at least that game is built on sort of Pathfinder, which is built on Dungeons and Dragons. So that seemed familiar in a certain respect to me. This thing's taken me 2 hours just to read through the character creation screen because none of this is familiar to me. I do believe it's based on a Warhammer 40,000 board game of the same name, but I have never played that. In fact, I've never played any Warhammer 40,000 sort of board game stuff, so I don't even know if that's not actually, no, that's not true. Space Hulk, I've still got that. I was given that when I was a young man, a young chap. So yeah, I have got Space Hulk somewhere, but that isn't any, there's no relation in what I can remember of those rules to this. So anyway, I'll run you through what I've done. Today I'm just going to do this as a first look at. Obviously I've only purchased it this afternoon and downloaded it and got it up and running. There are already guides out there on YouTube and all that. There are YouTubers that have had pre-release copies, and I know there's a chap out there that's already got over 1,000 hours sunk into the game from beta tests up to now. So, and he's a hardcore CRPG fan. He'll be playing it on the highest difficulty. Me, I'm a casual, as it says in my my profile. So I certainly won't be playing this play through at the highest difficulty, because as I say, at the moment I haven't got a clue what's going on with any of it. Now I believe it's not as complicated as Wrath of the Righteous, but it looks more complicated to me because I say none of it's familiar. But you're basically apparently a rogue trader, which is kind of a bit like a buccaneer sort of pirate, but a state sanctioned pirate. Probably think people like Francis Drake and all those folks that were out in the Caribbean and stuff, being pirates and buccaneers and stuff like that in the, I don't know, I suppose it was like, was it the 14, maybe the 15th, 16th century? Not quite sure exactly what. But that's who you are. So you're kind of got dispensations to live outside the law, but working, you know, sort of for the ruling classes, so to speak, but allowed to do things that other folk can't do. Anyway, so this is the character creation. It's got some pre-made guys. I've decided to custom a character, you know, just because I've just fancied having a look at that. It might have been easier to play one of the, you know, pre-made guys first. I guess they're all balanced and min-maxed, I suppose, if that's what you're supposed to do, which I guess in most CRPGs you are supposed to do, but I've no idea how to min-max this yet. So anyway, so the character creation screen was, you know, quite involved. It's all, but all the sort of like faces and body types and what have you are all they're all pre-made. You can't sort of manipulate each one. You're just basically attaching their head that they pre-made to a body type they pre-made and what have you. So it's not as sort of as free-ranging as some other character creators, but you know, it's still good enough. This wasn't originally what it looked like. I made it look like a bit like this portrait that I picked, because I wanted it to look like a typical sort of like sort of one of those you know, haughty lords, aristocracy from that era. I thought that suited the theme and the setting, so I kind of made him look like that. But then as I got further on, and once I picked I think it was like a class, it gave me the outfit, so to speak. So he did look a bit like that, but now he looks like this. So that was you know, that's the character creation screen. I'm not going to really go into it any further than that. Then you get to pick a home world with all these different features and talents and stuff like this, again, which, you know, all I assume will vary. They'll vary your stats and bonuses, and I guess there's computers going to do internal calculations and rolls and things like that. I decided to go with an Imperial world. You know, all the others seem to have sort of pluses and negatives. The only sort of negative I could see with this one was the fact it said, however, Imperial world characters' lore and Xenos warp are always 0, which I don't quite understand, because further on I'm picking other stuff that's adding things to lore of warp and Xenos, so I don't know how that interacts. Like I say, I haven't got a clue how this all works. But anyway, that's why I decided to go with the Imperial world, which is, as you say, mainly the cosmopolitan world of all the you know, the sort of the bourgeoisie of the society. I guess that would be, if you were putting it in context of, say, the Hunger Games, that's, you know, the main district. Is it District 1? Is it where all the, you know, the nobility live? So that's the Imperial world. Because you pick Imperial world, you're allowed to, you know, add a plus 10% bonus to anything. I decided to go with willpower, which allows you to resist the effects of the warp and stuff like that, and psychic attacks from demons, because obviously demons are a big thing in Warhammer 40,000. So, and then I decided, you know, this was actually quite a hard choice for me. I liked all the different choices, but then I decided I wanted to go with a Psyker, which I suppose is your kind of your equivalent magic user type sort of class. Then as a sanctioned Psyker, you got all these different, I would equate that to maybe like a druid, that's maybe like a priest. This one's all about like fire damage and stuff, so that's kind of like, I suppose, a fire sorcerer. This one maybe a little bit like a, shall we say, an illusionist, or maybe a warlock type. It's all about mind bending and mind control. And then this one, as you see, you're basically linked to the Emperor. So I suppose you could class this. This seems to be a bit like a paladin type character. So he's got some damage, purge soul, you've got some buffs, you've got some healing, and then you've got this like psychic sword that you can produce. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of like a paladin-esque type. Now this was this was one of three, a feat of greatness that you've achieved as a Psyker linked to the Emperor. I decided to go with this one. I like the idea of crushing a demon, obviously of chaos, drove it back into the warp, gives you a bonus. Then I guess on the flip side you have kind of like your lowest point. I decided to go with this brand of shame. So my sorcery caused a warp manifestation aboard a void ship, claiming thousands of lives. I mean, this is the Imperium of Man. 10,000 people are sacrificed a day just to keep the Emperor's decaying body going on the Golden Throne. So if I killed a ship's worth of people, I mean, that's neither here nor there. That doesn't even count. It's not even hardly a brand of shame. I mean, like the Inquisitors and stuff like that, they're quite happy to call down Terminatus on whole worlds and obliterate billions of people at the drop of a hat. So what's a few thousand people between friends? It's hardly shameful. In fact, it's probably something you'll brag about at the next swanky party you go to. You know, everyone in Warhammer 40,000 is evil. They're just shades of evil, to be honest. Then the archetype, none of this doesn't really, you can't click on these ones and see what they are. And like, I picked operative, which is linked to assassin or bounty hunter and whatever else. This is apparently the path that you're going to go down. I'm probably going to go down either assassin or bounty hunter. They sound good, but when you can't see what they do when you click on them, doesn't do anything. So I think I'd like that to be improved. And then this, you pick this and it tells you about it, but there's no way that I can tell I can't see what that does. I can't see what these do. Nothing happens when I click on them. I don't know what I don't really know what they do. It's telling me that, I don't know if this is telling me this is giving me bonuses to these. or these are the things I'm most likely to be rolling on. This give me bonuses to these. It does say something about character, so maybe that's in the next thing. So maybe this is where this comes from. I don't know. Again, I think that's a bit of a weakness in the character creation. I think I should be able to really have a look where I'm going with the paths and what these things are, but you know, that's it. I guess you just have to learn by playing or watching hundreds of hours of YouTube guides. And then this is the characteristics screen. You add 30 additional points to add, so I added it again. I don't know if I should be, these things affect certain things, especially these, and these things affect other things. So you can see that that's affecting these three and stuff like that. And again, these give you like weapon skill. Now I don't know if my total weapon skill here is 3 plus 35, or if 35 is base value plus 5. So I'm thinking maybe the character bonus is the archetype bonus that I said from the front. Maybe is fellowship on there. No. So I'm not quite sure what that +3 comes from. I don't know if that is, that 35 means that and that added together. I mean, but fellowship on here says 35, so that extra 3 can't be inside that, can it? Because that'd be 38. So again, it's none of this is really clear to me, but yeah, you get 30 extra points to spend, but they're spent in 5-point increments. You can see the ones that I added points to. These little black dots I added the points to, so you can add 6 of them basically. It looks like maybe you're allowed to add a maximum of 2 to each skill point. And then, so that basically, it took me like 2 hours just to read through all that and try and figure out a high level understanding of what was going on. But really I could have spent a whole load more time reading it. But obviously I didn't want to just make a video about me just reading through this nonsense. That would bore everyone to tears. So I'm going with this guy. I don't know if he's any good, don't know what I'm going to be doing with him. But there you go, he's an Empire linked Psyker, possibly a bit like a paladin. And then this is your ship. You've only got a choice of one. I did see that when I was trying to buy this game earlier today that there's a bundle and you can get another type of ship if you buy the bundle. Like the bundle's like 80, 85, 86 pounds, which is probably like $95. So, you know, there was another bundle as well that was not quite as much as that, which gave you some other stuff, but I'm unfortunately not made of money, so I just bought the game, which was about, I think, roughly $50, 46 quid I think. And there's a free pack that you can get, so you've got to get that before the end of January though, so I'll probably see how I redeem that. Anyway, so I've got only the choice of one ship, and I get to choose a name for it. You know, so am I really gonna choose a name for it? Well, I mean, let's see what this stuff it comes up with. Invictum Erebus. Let's try again. So it's obviously, okay, I was going to say it's all like Latin, but it's not. Oh no, it's not going for Latin. Destiny Hunter. I might go with that, to be honest. I mean, that's kind of what you're out on the edge of the warp doing, so it's kind of freelancer buccaneering type stuff. So yeah, we'll go with that. It'll do. You know, this is effectively, I think this is, you spend a lot of your time on this, flying around various bits of space. So we'll go with Destiny Hunter. That'll do me. Right, let's have a look at this. That was a penalty, wasn't it, from that yeah, that brand of shame. So this is I guess this is a summary of everything that I've chosen. Right, let's give him a name. Let's just call him there you go. That was my first ever character name in WoW, and it was an amalgamation of, what is it, sort of like Gaelic words, which is, you know, sort of like the Celtic languages. It was because I was playing a night elf druid, so I wanted something sort of Celtic. So I'll stick with him because it's always my go-to name for a character when I first start playing a game these days. There we go. And I'm not going to run through any more of this. This is what it is. So let's what does this do? Appearance, colour scheme. Well, they're all kind of I'll stick with the royal purple. Purple used to be a royal colour, so that's what we'll do with show clothes, show helmet, show backpack. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Right, let's 23 minutes just talking about character creation, so that's fantastic. Well, we'll dive in. I guess there'll be a cutscene, and then I'll probably have to cut it there because I like to keep these videos to as close to 30 minutes as possible, because I think that's the sweet spot. Any more than that and you guys don't really want to watch it. So right, here we go. Whoops, press any key and I'm sitting here like a fool.
excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Right, well, I will cut it here, and then start another video. No point in getting 5 minutes of this. So thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video. So sorry, all I managed to do is roughly give you a quick overview of the character creation and the sort of complexity involved in it and what have you. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. And what is it they say? My mind's gone blank now. For the Emperor, or whatever he says. Alright guys, take care. Bye now.